sick fuck. You fucking sick motherfucking sick fucking you twisted fuck. You twisted fuck. Ooh. I look pretty. I do, I look pretty. I just saw myself on the monitor and I was like, ooh, you look pretty. I look pretty. So I'm having a conversation with my girlfriend, and it's about millennials. You know what I mean? We talk about millennials all the time, and we're like every other old person. You know, we're particularly judgmental and cruel when it comes to millennials. But I actually think that we have a point. I actually think we've hit upon something. Millennials are awful, man. I mean, just across the board. If I come up with I've never met a millennial that wasn't sad and pathetic and weak and effeminate and, you know, fragile, emotionally fragile, almost bored. And I've never come across a millennial, and I've met millions of them. I've worked with millions of them that likes to work. They do not like to work. I'm sorry if you're a millennial watching this. You do not like to work. You fucking hate work. It's actually ridiculous. So me and my girlfriend are talking about how weak and sad and pathetic and the across the generation emotional fragility of millennials, which is obviously brought on by overprotective parenting, almost to the point where they literally cannot function in a world that's even slightly harsh. The examples are in the millions of millennials being just fucking weak. I'm so weak. I want to go home. My girlfriend tells me, you know, Freudian slip again. Every millennial like that she has to work with, that she has to manage, just, you know what I mean, they've all got these anxiety problems. It's true. They've actually done research on this. I think it was University of Southern California did a research. Almost 86% of millennials are reporting deep anxiety problems, emotional issues. Something like 62% of them are taking some kind of drug to keep their emotions in balance. What the fuck is going on with the world, man? This is where it ends. This is the fall of the Roman Empire. It's ending here. We've breeded and seeded this weak, effeminate, ineffectual, drippy, puddingy mass, gelatinous mass called millennials, man. And they're just pathetically weak, and they all want to be gay. Every millennial you meet will say that they're gay for some weird reason, and even though they're not, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm gay. What is it with this fucking need to kind of claim that you're gay? There's nothing wrong with being gay, but what is this fucking fascination with every single millennial wanting to tell you how gay they are? It's like a badge of honor or something. So we're talking about millennials and what would happen if you took one of these emotionally fragile kids from today and put them back in the 70s and the 80s when we grew up. Us old, dusty, fucking useless bastards grew up, you know? Because we grew up in a time where if you showed any kind of fucking weakness, you would be destroyed by the kids in your neighborhood. Even if you didn't show any kind of weakness, you would be fucking obliterated in the most cruel, sadistic, and evil of ways, even if you weren't weak. But what if you put one of these kids back there was like, I just want wanna go in the swing. It's too high. I don't wanna climb the fence. I might get hurted. You know what I mean? They'd be fucking, the kids in the neighborhood would rip them apart, and your parent wouldn't protect you. Parents didn't do that back then. When we were kids, we were thrown out of the house at like 9 in the morning, and you had to come back. You weren't supposed to come back to the house till like 11 at night. You know what I mean? And if the pedophiles got you, they fucking got you. You know? I actually remember, this is a true story. I mean, man, I remember when I was like about 6 years old, I was at a bus stop and I was going to school, and a guy in a white van, swear to God, pulls up. I remember him to this day. I can even see his hair. He'd got like real blonde hair, and he opened his window, his passenger window, and he said, hey, you want to lift, you going that way? You want to lift to school? And I said to him, I was 6 years old, I said to him, why don't you get the fuck out of here, pedophile? And he's like, what? I'm not a pedophile. I said, beat it, you fucking dickhead. That's the way we were back then, man. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, so, you know, I mean, like, what would you do if you put those kids would be destroyed. They would be fucking destroyed if you were to put them back in our time. And I told my girlfriend this story about this kid, John Marcella, whose mom used to walk him to and from school, and the fucking kids hated this one kid because his mom had to walk him to and from school. It was considered, if your mom walked you to and from school, you are weak. You are fucking weak. And the kids got him one day, and they did the most disgusting thing to him. And I said, babe, I don't think I can tell you this story, what they did to this kid. It is so fucking depraved and nasty. And she said, I'll tell you a story. She goes, my girlfriend's from Florida. She said, I'll tell you a story. I said, you're not gonna, honey, you're not gonna beat my story. She goes, I've got a story of a kid in our neighborhood who was weak, and the kids did something to him. I said, honey, I love you. I really do. But you're not going to beat my story, okay? I'm from the old country. I was laughing because what I was going to tell her was so fucked up, and I can't even, I said to myself, I'm not going to tell her. I'm just not going to tell her. It'll give her nightmares. So she said, I'll tell you my story, and then you tell me your story. So I said, okay, you go. So she said, there was a weak kid in our neighborhood, and the other kids got him one day, and they held him down, and they made him give a dog a blowjob. And I said, what? She said they made him give a dog a blowjob. What? Who? What? Who made? What? Who made? What? She said, yeah, they made him suck a dog off until the dog came. Wait. What? Like, I literally could not conceive of what she was telling me, okay? She said, yeah, they made this kid, and she said, I saw him a few years later, and he wasn't quite right. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what? What? She said, so they held him down, okay? And there was this dog, and they held the dog up. And they made this kid, they pushed his head and they were threatening him and they made him suck the dog's wiener until the dog came, and then they laughed and let him go. And I'm like, hang on a second, hang on a second, right? I'm like, dude, that's not something that happens in real life. That's something that happens in the depths of hell, okay? If it even happens in the depths of hell. I don't even think that would happen in the depths of hell. I think they'd go, whoa, come on. You know what I mean? We're evil, but what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? Enough of that sucking. I'm like, are you serious? Did that really happen? She says, yeah. And here's the thing, she said, our street was considered the worst street in our neighborhood in Florida, and none of the other streets, of all the other streets surrounding it, none of the moms would let their kids play with us. I'm like, I said, no fucking shit, Sherlock. What the fuck? I said, is that true? She goes, yeah, they made him give a dog a blowjob. I'm like, motherfucker, this is my problem, okay? This is my thing. I came with a depraved story, okay? My story, oh my God. You know what I mean? I came with a depraved story, like a story about depravity, the likes of which you've never heard, okay? And I entered into a contest, okay? My depraved story is going to be better than whatever depraved story you were going to put up, okay? Because I'm from the old world, okay? Where sick, disgusting, dark things happen. And I entered into a contest, but I made a mistake, man. I made a fundamental fucking error. I entered into a depraved story contest with a Floridian. Honest to fucking God, you cannot beat them. You cannot beat them. You just can't, okay? If you go anywhere in the world and you say, right, what is this week's most disgusting, sickest, twisted fucking shit? If you're in say Italy, what is the most disgusting fucking shit, the weirdest shit that you can think of story that's happened this week around the globe? I guarantee you it's gonna be in fucking Florida every fucking time. You literally can't beat them. They fucking corner the market. And I'm like, what? Jesus Christ, man. This poor kid. She goes, yeah, he was fucked up after. You think? Oh my fucking God, man. Like, you think? And I'm like, what about the poor fucking dog? Like, the dog must have been terrified, because she said, yeah, they were holding the dog. They had to hold the dog like that, you know? I'm like, that poor fucking dog must have been terrified. And she's like, honestly, he seemed okay with it. She said that. I'm like, God damn, man. Fuck me, man. Really? Things I don't need to hear? Making a kid give a dog a blowjob? That's fucking fucked up. And that's a true story, man. Like, I didn't just pull that from my fucking head. In a million years, right? If I was gonna make something up, I couldn't come up with that. Fucking Florida, man. Every fucking time. Florida. You cannot beat them, man. You know what I mean? I swear there are people in the depths of hell right about now. There are demons going, man, what's up with fucking Florida?